Hello and welcome to the Clock Cleaners Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Keith.
And today we'll be recapping Raw from May 1st.
So, we started out Raw with Alexa Bliss and the rest of the female Raw roster in the ring. I guess this was known as the coronation of Alexa Bliss. You said you didn't get to see. I think you were leaving here, right?
Yeah,
After we recorded our payback
I missed
review.
like the first few minutes of this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this was a good way to start off Raw. I mean, it was pretty significant what happened at Payback. She's the first Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion.
Oh, the first to win both.
Yeah, right, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think this was probably a good way to start it out.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Alexa was in the ring with all the other women. She had her own pedestal, so she was kind of standing above all of them.
Well, she is short after all.
It's true. So she was going one by one, talking about each person, and so on and so forth. And she gets up to Nia Jax, and she goes, I like you. I look forward to tagging with you later on, because obviously she's so much bigger than her.
Yeah.
And then so she gets around, and she basically is finished, and she's like, I forgot one person. And then she goes on to talk about Bayley, and that's when Bayley attacks her, which I believe that's when you started. Yeah, which is why she attacked
that makes
her.
sense. It's pretty much just she didn't say anything. It was more like she just.
Well, I mean.
Well, she said a little bit, but it wasn't like her berating her the whole time, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could see Bayley's face looked like she was about to cry. They were still in her hometown.
Well, yeah, that and Alexa is very mean.
Oh, yeah, but she's so good on the microphone.
It's true.
Oh, my God.
So, and I was thinking about this, like when the match that happened, it ended up being an eight-woman tag match where it was, Alexa, Nia Jax, Alicia Fox, and Emma against...
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you said Nia Jax? Yeah, okay.
Against Bayley... Sasha, Dana Brooke, and Mickie James.
Yes.
And I never thought there was going to be a day where there's actually more than 4 people in the women's division on Raw.
I was fine with the match happening, but I don't know if it's just you have 8 people now and you just threw them into one segment and it was the beginning of the show and that was it.
Yeah, it's true, but it's not the end of the world.
No.
Because you can already tell that there's stories being told.
Right.
Because, that, obviously, there's probably going to be, at least for a little while, Alexa versus Bayley.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like there's either going to be some kind of team-up with Nia Jax and Alexa, so that keeps her busy. You think that Sasha's going to be involved with that as well.
Right. The two of them against,
They started Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke kind of feud where Emma's involved as well.
Yeah.
Which was it was a weird build, but who knows what they're going to do with it.
And then you kind of just have Mickie James there.
Yeah, but she's just another person who's going to be involved in
she also has the veteran presence on Raw now, so that's always good to have.
That, and it's very easy to just throw her into something with Alexa because
they have history.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that makes sense.
So they have a lot of options, and I'm honestly a little surprised they went back to having Alicia Fox wrestle. But I think it's literally just because they have an odd number.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any other reason.
That's probably why they, I guess, ended the whole storyline with her on 205 Live.
It's possible they didn't need to.
No, it was good.
Well, it was more of that you could have her do both.
Yeah, it's not like they really portray them much on Raw anyway.
Yeah, because she didn't wrestle.
Or in the same segments.
Yeah, she didn't wrestle, and there wasn't that much of a thing.
No.
So, but yeah, it was it's good to see because you have the two new, the Alexa and Mickie, which changes up the dynamics.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it that I was just kind of tired of the way the Raw Women's division was. Just you kind of got Sasha, Charlotte all the time, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. The SmackDown, it really ripped apart the dynamic of SmackDown now.
Yeah, they're not doing anything good right now, but it could change because I think they're more establishing that they want to make Charlotte a face, I think, on SmackDown. with like that bully club or whatever they want to.
Yeah, no, they're the welcoming committee.
Yeah, whatever they're calling it.
So yeah, I guess more of a face like Rollins type.
Yeah.
Where, they're
it's
not like fully face. They have heel tendencies and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like an awkward transition for most people.
But Alexa ended up getting the win over Bayley again.
Yeah.
I guess Bayley was going for a suplex, right?
Yeah.
And then,
well, let me. I don't know for sure. She was going for some kind of move.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because it was reversed right away. All I know is that the reversal was Alexa jumping over her.
Oh, and
so
then
I don't
going
know
down into
exactly what she was
going
for.
I think they said it was a pretty nice DDT.
Yeah. And then it's funny because that's her finishing move, which is not a very common finishing move, considering that pretty much everyone uses it.
Right.
Yeah, but leading up to that, it was every competitor besides the two of them were like pairing off outside of the ring doing
I think
stuff.
Alicia Fox got thrown out of the ring, right? And
then Mickie James jumped off onto Nia Jax, I think.
Well, I think she started walking over, and then the rest of the heel women started walking over, and they just kind of started brawling.
Yeah, so everyone was on the outside except for those two. And then that's when the finish happened.
Yeah. And I just showed him pictures before of apparently a nasty scratch cut that Bayley received across her neck. No idea when it happened. Just know that it was very...
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Very bad, yeah.
Like, I believe it looked like she was bleeding at some point, but I wasn't sure what it was from.
Mm-hmm.
So, but...
Actually, there's been a decent amount of blood lately.
Yeah. There's been
surprisingly,
a lot. Not even the Charlotte gets cut every time she takes a bump kind of bleeding, like severe stuff.
Yeah.
Like for like Matt and Jeff got beat up pretty good on at Payback.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Reigns.
Yes. Yeah, he that's pretty bad actually. Anyway, up next was Enzo versus Luke Gallows.
Yeah. Well, this was a little different because the club, formerly the club,
they didn't actually let Enzo finish
his spiel. His shtick. Yeah, they Enzo and Cass were going over their nonsense as usual.
The how you doings.
Yeah, and Gallows and Anderson came through the crowd, right? Or did they just... They must have come through the crowd.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Either that or they just ran down the ramp, because I think
possible.
they were in the ring already when they came out, right?
I don't think... No, I don't...
Well, if they couldn't have come through the crowd if they weren't in the ring yet.
Oh, yeah.
So, either that or they probably just ran down while
Yeah,
they were doing it.
it's possible. It really doesn't matter either.
It's true. All that matters is that they beat the crap out of them.
Yep.
Well, not even really. They just attacked them.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like it was an even mess at the end.
For the most part. Well, I mean, Enzo had a decent amount of offense through it.
No, I wasn't talking about during the match.
Oh, at the end of the
the thing before the match even started.
Before it started, yeah.
Yeah, it was Enzo and Cass were in the ring, and Gallows and Anderson fled.
Ambushed him from behind. And then, left the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, they left the ring, and then we went to commercial and came back, and the match started, right?
Yeah. Well, they finally sorted everything out. Even though we know now that what actually happened was they stopped doing everything. They played commercials on the screen and then put the lights back on.
Right. Yeah.
So, but the match was, like you said, Enzo did get a decent amount of offense.
Yeah, surprising considering he was against Gallows and not Anderson.
Well, yeah, because usually
Big Gal.
Yeah, he's got very good nicknames for them. I love the Mr. Clean Dream Team. Yeah. That's very funny. But
fucking bald jokes.
It's true. It's easy because they're both very bald.
It's true.
Not
in Southpaw Wrestling though.
Well, yeah, because Anderson had that ridiculous women's wig.
Too bad.
Yeah. But yeah, the end of this match was Enzo was actually on fire. More or less.
He went up to the top rope, right, for God knows what.
Well, he does a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, probably for an axe handle or something.
Yeah, who knows?
And I think, Carl Anderson get up on the apron?
He jumped up on the apron and distracted him. He didn't even hit him.
No.
He just
and then Gallows, because Cass just started walking around the ring toward Anderson. I think Anderson got down, and then Gallows hit him with body slam or something.
I think he threw him off the top rope, and then he hit him with, I don't know even what it was. It was just like he picked him up and dropped him.
Yeah.
Very It's almost like Nikki Bella's finisher.
Oh, like
where,
the rack? No,
not the rack attack. The one that she does now
Mm-hmm.
or did now.
Okay.
Or recently, because she can't do the thing with her neck, obviously. And that was for the win.
Yeah, not really a huge surprise.
It's true, but
I guess they're still going with this feud. Well, I mean,
who knows what their intentions are? It could just be that they're going to do this to fill time.
Yeah.
And it's good for them because they're getting getting airtime.
That's
and
fine.
They work pretty well together.
Yeah, they've been doing this for a while.
Because it's basically the quintessential face versus the quintessential heel dynamic.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. Next, we had a backstage segment with T.J. Perkins and Neville, where Neville was questioning Austin Aries being on the Neville level because of him basically beating him.
Yeah, he's like, are you sure he's not on the Neville level? Because you kind of had to cheat to beat him.
It's true. And he told him, "You do not dare slander the king."
Yeah, it's funny because of like how he's in denial, I guess, that he needed to cheat to win.
Yeah.
So, because usually heels have no problem cheating, and they like the fact that they had to. But Neville's more like, oh, I didn't mean to do it, but I had to.
It happened.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, the referee's on the other side of me.
Yeah, it's because he said the referee was out of position.
Yeah.
Because that made sense.
But and then Neville told TJP, which he is now referred to.
Yeah.
To not waste his opportunity against Austin Aries tonight.
Because then he might get a shot at the title.
It's true. Yeah, because I guess Aries just keeps getting the number one contendership, and that's kind of...
I think they're doing something on 205 Live.
Are they?
I think so.
I thought
there's a picture of like 8 of them that they played during the show.
All right, because I thought I saw a preview for it, and it was just 3 singles matches that didn't seem like it was anything.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You mean just for 205 Live itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for the show.
No, because I remember there was just a one of those pictures where it says 205 Live.
It could have.
And it had Aries and Perkins and Gallagher and a bunch of other guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of figured that it was some kind of big match or something.
Yeah.
It could be wrong, and it could have just been a 205 Live advertisement.
Yeah, I don't.
Usually they'll tell you like what matches they're planning on doing, though.
All right, so next we had Rollins come out to the ring and say that he slayed the king at WrestleMania and he destroyed the Destroyer or something along those lines. You know, him and his damn sayings.
It's true.
And he says he wants Lesnar next.
Yeah.
He wants his Universal title.
Well, it's not his because he never earned it. He hasn't won it yet.
Okay. Well,
I know what you mean.
Is that the only reason to go after Lesnar? He's the one holding the title.
Well, yeah. So, for some reason, they've decided that now anytime that Seth Rollins decides that he wants to speak, he can just go out whenever he wants on Raw. Because they did it with the shake-up when he came out and he was addressing. So it's more like, or it's almost as if like instead of having like Miz TV,
where
he's
interviewing
just a segment
someone where Rollins goes out and speaks his mind, kind of.
Yeah. So it's odd. It's not something they normally do.
Yeah.
Because usually they'll just have backstage segments where stuff like that happens. But
Yeah,
he
that is kind of weird.
Yeah, he has to make a grand spectacle of everything he wants to do, which is good. He's got
fine. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's got the crowd behind him and everything, so it's not even like...
that's true.
It's not like it's having Titus O'Neil go out talking about the Titus brand.
The Titus brand is 2-0 right now with its newest recruit, possibly.
Yes, but you got to remember, it's not Titus himself.
It's true.
So, but yeah, he came out and said that he wanted to face Lesnar, like you said. And then Dean...
Nope. Finn comes out next.
Oh, yeah, Finn came out.
And
that's right.
After he reiterated what he said to The Miz the night before at Payback, that he wants his Universal title back because he never lost it.
It's true. It's almost... I don't know what I was going to say. And it doesn't matter.
Then Dean comes out and says,
oh, yeah.
You know, the WWE Universal Champion's not even on the show, so this is the number 1 title. And it's kind of the whole thing with SmackDown. Basically, they're making the U.S. title before Payback.
It still is.
I know.
Nobody cares about Randy Orton. Shh. He just gets pops because people are nostalgic.
Yeah, I guess
His
so.
title is useless right now.
Okay. Anyway, we'll get back to that in our SmackDown review. But yeah, he says he'll defend the title any place,
anytime, anywhere.
Yeah. And then the Miz comes out and says that he's the one that deserves a title shot, which it's kind of been beat to the ground a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I guess I still like the two of them together.
Yeah,
their like promos are great.
Well, that's the thing. Dean has been critiqued on his work in the ring, but his work out of the ring has been nothing short of spectacular. And his mic skills are fantastic.
Speaking of that, MVP of Raw was absolutely Dean Ambrose.
Oh yeah.
After this segment was the best, some of the best stuff I've seen in terms of like literally going for entertainment value. Mm-hmm. So we'll get to that later.
Like on SmackDown when he dressed up as when he got kicked out of the arena and came back as the Mountie and stuff like. A lot of people didn't like it, but it
was funny.
It was good.
Yeah. Any time that something's meant specifically to be funny and it hits, like I can appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then Dean calls up Kurt Angle, and I guess he talks to him for a minute, even though he wasn't talking.
Yeah,
to
obviously
him because,
wasn't on the phone.
Everybody had to bring up the picture, and it wasn't him dialing, and whatnot.
So dumb.
So apparently he makes a triple threat for later on tonight, where Finn Balor will face Seth Rollins and The Miz in a triple threat match for the #1 contendership for the Intercontinental title.
I thought it was funny because he said...
he was really mad that I have his phone number.
I got it from Mick Foley. And then apparently Booker T later on said that he's the one who gave Dean Angle's phone number.
That's Booker T. He's senile. He's old.
Yeah, he's very... Like, we were kind of hoping that he would be good. I mean, he wasn't good.
He doesn't add. He doesn't take away anything.
No, he just says things.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I kind of miss the dynamic of Corey Graves and Byron.
Yeah, well, because they have because it's a cohesive unit where they feed off of each other.
And then Michael Cole just says stuff throughout the match.
But that's not because it's his job to call the match.
And he does his job because he pisses me off.
And whereas now Corey Graves kind of just has to also call the match.
Right.
He's got nothing to feed off of.
Yeah, because Byron and his childlike instinct to say things and not think about them, and then Corey just picks up and rips him a new one.
He sure loves bootios.
Yes.
Which is a good thing that he's on SmackDown now.
It's true.
But yeah, up next there was a 6-man tag. Yeah, Tony Nese, the Brian Kendrick, and Noam Dar versus Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa, and Jack Gallagher.
And then Gallagher came out with 3 umbrellas for his his teammates, which they rushed the ring then, I think.
Well, first they did the umbrella.
Oh yes,
kick,
they did do the kick
thing.
Over the shoulder kick.
Yeah, and then they went into the ring.
Yeah,
it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, it was good. All these guys, it's all intertwining storylines. Everybody had a storyline with another person. You still have the Tozawa and Kendrick storyline, which is fantastic because Kendrick works great as a heel, and he's got the experience he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Tozawa was really seems to be getting over with the crowd.
Oh, absolutely. They love doing but it's funny because like a lot of people don't really care so much about 205 Live, but the Cruiserweight division's actually getting pretty good.
It's good. Everybody pretty much has their own storyline, and that's all. You don't have really matches just thrown together just to throw matches together, which it's only an hour show, 3 matches, but that's fine.
Yeah, well, you don't need any more.
No, of course, if there was a longer time frame for the show,
it's called burnout.
Yeah.
Because then you just get like, so much stuff.
That's true. The faces ended up going over. Gallagher won with a drop kick.
Yeah, he did his gentleman's drop kick that's in the corner. But quite a few headbutts, too, I believe.
Yes, yeah, he threw a couple.
He really likes doing that.
Yes.
It's not a very safe move, but obviously...
he nails him in the chest, shoulder.
I know that. Yeah. But even if he hits like in the collarbone, that's going to do damage to him.
Yeah, which I'm kind of surprised they let him do it after all the concussion things. And
I don't know. Obviously, he's been doing it for a while, so I guess they feel comfortable with him doing it.
He's good. His character's very
absolutely.
good.
He's probably one of the most entertaining in-ring performers that they have.
You watched NXT last week, right? With him and Tyler Bate.
Fantastic. It was so cool because it was like nothing like what their normal matches are like.
No, a lot of reversals and things like that. Yeah, which any UK content we've got has been very good. With I think it was Tyler Bate and Trent Seven that happened a couple months ago.
They had a title match on NXT a while back.
And then I think Tyler Bate also defended against Pete Dunne as well. And which was a rematch from the UK finals. Yeah. So it was very good. There's so much talent. It's really a great time to be a wrestling fan, which we've gone over numerous times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We can complain about stuff, but the athleticism and talent has never been this good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just go back to Raws from the early 90s, and you want to pull your eyes out.
Yeah, well, it was so top-heavy.
Yeah.
Because you would just have crap. Yeah.
All right. So up next, they promoted Sheamus and Cesaro, explaining their actions from the night before when they turned heel against the Hardys.
Which is... I'm fine with it. No problems here with them turning heel.
No.
Sheamus was just explaining that he kind of was giving everybody the benefit of the doubt because Cesaro kind of wanted to show him, I guess, the ways of being a face and the benefits of that, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want to put it that way.
Because it was like, I guess they were a face team. It was never really defined because Sheamus was still getting heat. Just for not being Cesaro.
And then he said, you look stupid, but who looked stupid last night? It was the Hardys.
Yeah. The two of them are such a good team. It really doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah.
And I think the real reason that they went heel was just because the Hardys are going to be
the face team overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're going to be contending with them, obviously it makes sense to make them heel.
Yeah,
because I was always very, I guess, skeptical, if you want to call it that.
Them together?
No, of just like the
star power in one tag team.
No. I'm talking about with their feud with the Hardys.
Oh,
where it said that where they were doing like the friendly competition thing. It just doesn't happen.
No,
it's not. It's certainly not very often.
Well, I think it goes back to when Cesaro was talking about it being a dream match since.
Oh yeah, with Jeff.
Looked up. Yeah. So I think it just started with that. And
I guess they thought that that's all that mattered was because it was supposed to be good.
Right. And then kind of set up for the heel turn. So.
Because it was funny because nothing really prompted it. It was just they just were upset because they lost.
Right. And then the Hardys come out and I think they said, "Oh, that was fantastic! Great job, guys." And then he said, "You know what we have to do next?
Delete."
And then the crowd went wild, and they ran into the ring, and Cesaro and Sheamus fled like heels.
Yeah. There was no actual.
Yeah, no.
I'm honestly a little surprised that they did this now. Like, obviously, it happened the night before. But you think that with their teasing of Matt being broken the night before, they'd give him a little time and set something up now?
I think they're just going to keep hinting a little more each time.
I guess. And who knows, like, exactly where that legal nonsense is.
Yeah. And, I mean, do you keep them together as broken, or do you separate? Because I don't know how well Matt's going to do away from Jeff, because the WWE audience has a huge, I don't want to say fixation, but, with Jeff Hardy. I mean, he's always been the fan favorite of the two.
Absolutely.
So,
truth be told, if it was up to me, I'd say keep Matt on Raw. Let him do whatever he's going to do. Have him have interesting feuds. Doesn't matter how the wrestling is because it's all about character with him.
Which eventually building up between him and Bray Wyatt in a feud.
And then send Jeff over to SmackDown and have him be champion forever. I'd be okay with that.
I think there was talk that I think Vince still wants to put the title back on him again.
It makes sense. He's probably one of the best wrestlers that they've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
Or they had.
Which is crazy because he just keeps going.
Well, he's almost 40 years old and he's still moving around like he was in his 20s.
Think about all the things he's done and how many times he's gotten his ass kicked. But I mean, you gotta think the WWE is really, really high on these guys with the amount of crap that's gone on in their lives. the background, think about all the problems Jeff had with drugs and everything like that.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
The whole thing with Matt and Edge a while back, which, of course, they had to make a storyline out of it because that's what they do.
Well, that's how Matt got his job back.
Right.
That's the only reason why he ended up continuing to work for the company, because he got fired.
Yeah.
Just because
he was posting weird shit online and stuff like that.
I think it was a little bit of that, and just because... Like, he was like, breaking kayfabe, I guess.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I think that was the real reason why, because obviously he was upset about it, which makes sense. So, but yeah, if they do that where the Hardys are split, I'm fine. They stick them together for a little while, that's fine too. Because no matter what, they're going to be over.
Yeah.
So, it's all good.
Yep.
It's all good in the hood, yo.
It's true. Then we had a backstage segment with Miz being interviewed by, who was it?
It was probably
Charlie.
Yeah. Usually that's who it is.
And,
no. It was probably Mike Rome.
Was it?
Well, because he was replaced, remember?
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume it was a guy, right? It would only make sense.
No, it was. Now that I think about it, it was Charlie. Because the microphone, because it was holding low.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he asked if he was ready for his match tonight,
since he didn't have any real background with Seth or Finn.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he was like, "I was born ready to fight for the Intercontinental title." And then it pans back over, and Dean Ambrose has the microphone, and then he's asking the questions.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what was said.
Yeah, well, no, he said that he wasn't concerned about the match.
Right, he stopped halfway and then realized that he was... Oh, Dean finished his sentence, that's what happened, and then The Miz just left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, because he didn't want to deal with Dean shenanigans.
Right. Yeah. He's dealt with them enough.
It's true.
So then we had a match with Heath Slater taking on Apollo Cruz.
And they both had their...
managers?
I guess. Yeah. Because Rhino was in Heath's corner and Titus was in Apollo's corner.
Defending the Titus brand.
It's a weird gimmick.
Yeah, but it's giving him something to do. I mean,
it's true.
What else would he be doing? I mean...
holding press conferences... sitting in the back room
that were WWE.com exclusives. Yeah,
that no one went to. That was really funny.
That was good. That was, I think, the premiere of the Titus brand, wasn't it?
If not, it was very close.
Yeah, because I think Tom was the only one sitting.
Yeah, he was. He was the only one sitting in on the conference.
Right. Jeez.
But yeah, it was. I
think Cruz won this match pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, it's Heath Slater. He's got a big fan following because everyone was cheering for him.
So he's got kids.
He doesn't need to win.
No.
Because he's really just there.
He's just hanging out with Rhino.
It's true. And Rhino likes to hang out.
Yeah. He didn't have crackers and cheese at ringside.
No, it was pretty funny, though. There's the last week with the plate.
Yeah. So, yeah, Apollo Cruz wins with what? A sit-out powerbomb?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
I think that's what it's called.
Because... well, it's like it's a type of sit-out powerbomb because the sit-out powerbomb is just landing on
your ass.
Yeah. So and it's like he throws them up and spins them.
Yeah,
it's cool looking.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly what it's called.
And then after the match, Titus gets in the ring with him, and he's kind of like, "You're 2-0, baby." Yeah. And Apollo's eyes were kind of like, "Yeah, you know you're right." And then. He goes to take a selfie, and Rhino gets behind him and gives him the thumbs up.
He's just standing behind him. It was really funny.
So, little short match. At least get some exposure on TV.
That's true.
Otherwise, they'd be on main event, which they probably have been for the last couple of weeks.
I would assume so.
Yeah. Which, when we went, we did see Apollo, not Apollo.
Big Cass fought Titus, and he, surprisingly enough, Titus lost.
Yeah, very, very huge surprise.
Yeah.
Next, we had Kurt Angle coming out to discuss the fallout of the Strowman and Reigns match, right?
Yeah, it's another weird thing where they're coming out to discuss things that could be discussed just by backstage segments.
Didn't even have to. Yeah, exactly. You could have seen Charlie walk over and be like, "Kurt, so what's going on with Reigns?" Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Well, obviously we know why they did this segment.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying it's just like you literally are doing something that makes no sense to do, but making something of it. It's just it's odd. Odd in concept, but it makes sense in the big picture.
Yeah. I think we learned that, I don't remember what they said exactly about Reigns, but apparently Braun Strowman has a torn rotator cuff, I believe they said.
From running into the ambulance?
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah.
At least it wasn't a school bus.
So then the lights go out, and our old friend Bray Wyatt appears. He goes, Angle, are you on my side? And Angle says, this is my show. So
Bray responds with, "This is my world."
Yeah.
The biggest eye roll ever.
Yeah. And it's sad because you want him to do well.
No,
you don't. I just meant
in general. Yeah, it's just they build him up and they just
shit on him.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, because if I can live with good booking. Or I should say, I can live with bad storylines if they're booked well, or if I can deal with like unrealistic storylines. So, but there's no consistency because he comes out and he's all tough and he looks intimidating, and he loses.
He kind of, I don't want to say suffers, but him and Dean kind of have a lot in common where they're so good on the microphone, and then Dean's good in the ring still. It's just
he's also booked better.
Yeah, but Wyatt doesn't seem like he's very good in the ring.
No, he's slow and lumbering.
Yeah.
He does.
But like you said, he doesn't have most of the time. He's with.
Yeah, he's got someone. He's got someone to. Well, yeah. Well,
yeah.
Because usually he's got pretty good opponents.
Yeah. Well, I guess with his feud with Randy kind of just didn't give a shit about the feud. That's kind of the feeling.
Well, the house show that I went to, it was John Cena against Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah.
And that match was bad.
Yeah.
And it wasn't John Cena's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It was just literally Bray wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
So.
Whatever.
The only redeeming fact about that was at one point, Wyatt tried to grab one of the guardrails and attack Cena with it, and he ended up reversing it.
There's a shocker.
Not really. But, so... Now, Dean is completely turned into the interview bot.
Yes.
Because he walks up on Seth in the locker room.
I think he was pretending to be Mean Gene. I believe
because he was signing off. Yeah.
Because at the end he says, "Back to you, Gorilla."
Yeah. That's really funny. But yeah, he said, "Is this?" Because Seth's like, "Is this an interview?"
Yeah.
Like,
well, we got cameras and a microphone in the locker room. What else are we doing here?
Yeah, it'd be a little weird if we had cameras in the locker room if we didn't and we're doing an interview.
So basically, they kind of take shots at each other back and forth.
Well, Dean asked if Seth was ready for him.
Yeah.
And Seth's like, I got a few new tricks off my sleeve.
And then Dean says, well, you tricked me once, and that was it.
Yep. Never again.
Which alluding to the whole Shield breakup.
Yeah, when Seth turned on him.
Yep. Next we had another cruiserweight match. Austin Aries versus TJP, as he is now known.
Yeah.
The dabbing king.
They completely just got rid of the Perkins, which is odd.
Yeah.
Because you could tell, like, it was hard for them to do because it's a little jarring when you hear TJP when they would normally say Perkins.
With his loud-ass Mega Man music, all upbeat and things like that. Well, his whole entrance is such a face entrance.
Well, I was talking more of, like, the commentary.
No, I know what you were talking about, but I'm just saying the whole feel to it's odd, which, I don't know. The match was good, but it was weird. Because it just didn't feel like a cruiserweight match. Because TJ Perkins is now TJP. There we go. Since he's heel now, he's kind of working almost like Austin Aries, so it's very ground oriented.
Yeah.
So he's not working the high flying stuff, which he's normally accustomed to. Which, I don't know.
Well, the funny thing is, Aries went for quite a few aerial moves, I think, during this match, which is not what he normally does. So, but the dynamic changed a little bit.
Yeah. Which, like I said, it wasn't a bad match because both of them are good workers.
Yeah.
Which I think, that was right. Perkins had Aries set up for the detonation kick, and then Aries reversed it into the
last chancery.
Chancery, and TJ tapped out.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the match, he attacked Aries again, which I guess he wasn't wasting his chance by
trying to show off to Neville.
That even though I lost, I could still beat him up.
Mm-hmm. Well, during the match, there was quite a few spots where he was working his knee.
The knee, oh, right, yes.
And then he put him
that's
in the
what
knee
he attacked
bar.
him after.
Yeah. He put him in the knee bar during the attack, and that was about it.
Yeah. So, next was one of the best segments of the night. So Dean was interviewing again, and up walks Finn Balor, and so he asked him if he's nervous at all, and Finn says, "Nervous? I eat nerves and produce results." And then Dean looks at him and goes, and he hands him a donut. And right, I think he said, "I got one more thing to say."
No, he said.
Yeah, well, he said something to him. He said, "I only have one thing left to say to you." And then he goes and turns around and grabs a donut and says, "Eat a carb."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is that a vein on your stomach?"
And then Balor ate the donut or took a bite out of the donut, handed it back to Dean, and then Dean ate the rest of it.
Yeah, Dean started eating the donut, and then all of a sudden you hear the guitar playing in the background, and here comes the Drifter, and Dean's kind of into it, and he's like, "Do you know any Pearl Jam?"
Yeah, he was rocking out. He was really excited.
I like that stuff. So that was pretty good. Again, like you said, Dean and his backstage antics are very good.
Yeah, definitely the MVP of Raw.
Which, after that, we had another backstage segment with the Golden Truth saying that they want a tag team title shot, which goes back to what happened on the pre-show of Payback. That they were glad that Matt and Jeff were back, and there's a whole new aurora about the tag team division. Mm-hmm. So Kurt kind of is like, "You guys have a pretty shitty record, win-loss record, so I can't give you that title match." However, next week apparently they announced a tag team turmoil match. What is this, SmackDown? They always have to have some sort of gimmick match.
It's true. That is a good point.
To crown the new number one contender, which I guess
Sheamus and Cesaro are going to win?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Are there any other heel teams on Raw besides the Gallows and Anderson?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think so. The Revival are out, so no. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they put the Golden Truth on TV.
No.
Because they're funny. I like the two of them.
Yeah.
So
it's always good to see.
Mm-hmm.
They're two veterans that have had a very lengthy career.
Well, Goldust has been wrestling since the
early 90s. Yeah.
No, I think it was like late 80s, mid 80s, something like that.
It's possible.
He's old.
But like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep him around.
It's true.
It's like every once in a while you have to have the Big Show on TV.
That's weird because he was showcased a lot for about 2 months.
The Big Show you're talking about? Yeah.
And then there was nothing from like the he wasn't on TV after the draft for at least 6 months.
That's right.
At least 6 months. So
and then we had the Strowman match, or was it something? Because I know they were working together a lot at the house shows.
I think it was something with the Royal Rumble, possibly. Was he even in it? I don't remember. Or is this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was. He might not have been in it.
He's not very.
Something came up, and then he was around.
Yeah, because he fought Strowman. I thought. Oh no, that was later on. I'm sorry.
The Strowman match probably happened in February or something like that.
All right.
So it's not even. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah.
It's very strange with his. When they use him.
I think. Yeah, he definitely fought somebody right before the Rumble. I think it was like Jericho or Owens or something. I think it was Owens when was him and Rollins feuding.
No.
I remember somebody called out the Big Show because he was,
Well, going into the Royal Rumble, it was Reigns and Owens.
Right, Owens, yeah, because they fought at the Rumble. I don't remember. Like you said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just they're around when it's convenient.
So next we had the main event, which was definitely the best part of the night. It was the number one contender match for the Intercontinental title with Finn versus Seth versus The Miz, and there were so many good spots in the match.
Yeah,
and you kind of didn't know who was going to win.
It's true. I was legitimately
on the edge of your seat, kind of.
Yeah, like I had no idea who's going to win because like are they going to put him with Seth? They're going to put him with Balor because technically speaking, like we already kind of thought that Balor was going to be with Wyatt,
right?
But they could have changed it. You know what I mean? Because of what Wyatt was saying earlier on. And then Seth has the thing with Samoa Joe, but are they gonna they're gonna put an end to that now or whatever?
Well, yeah, because I think earlier Seth said that he closed the chapter with Samoa Joe,
which would be it's always good to see fresh things.
Right,
repeating feuds kind of get boring after a while.
Yeah, which from what I've heard, it looks like we're gonna get one more Strowman Reigns match. It's gonna be a gimmick match at Extreme Rules. So I would assume it'll probably be an ambulance match.
Yeah, as long as it's only one more, it's okay. Because the two of them are actually good together.
Yeah, they work well together.
So
it's well, yeah, I don't know. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a stupid thought.
Yeah, whatever.
Which I have lots of them.
It's true. But yeah, they're put on good matches.
Yeah,
and
we this is the first time we've seen Finn since he's been back in a high-profile match.
Because he fought Kurt Hawkins,
then Jinder,
no,
it was Jinder, and then he was in the tag match.
It had to be Jinder and then Kurt.
Yeah,
and then he was in the tag match where he replaced Enzo.
Enzo, right?
He was Seth Rollins' partner when he first came back the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So he's been in a match every week.
Right.
It's just this is the first time it's meant anything.
Yeah.
But he looks good.
Oh yeah, they really have something there with him. I mean, he can definitely be the face of either brand, and nobody's gonna complain about it.
Yeah. Any match that he's in, it's gonna be good.
So, like we alluded to about the storylines not being finished. Joe comes out and attacks Rollins first.
Yeah. He came out of the crowd, I think, and when Rollins was on the outside.
Which left Finn and The Miz in the ring together. And then the lights went black, and our smelly buddy, Bray Wyatt, shows up. And I think he hit him with the Sister Abigail.
Yeah, he hits him with the Sister Abigail.
Finn, by the way.
Yeah, Finn with the Sister Abigail, and then that leaves
The Miz
by himself. He pins Finn after that.
So I didn't expect The Miz to win, to be honest.
I figured he was going to, but I didn't know for sure.
Yeah, I guess they've been kind of hyping the two of them up for a while too.
Yeah,
you would expect a match at least. I mean, just because they've had something in the past doesn't mean.
Yeah, so it's it is what it is.
Yeah, but the show felt weird to me. Like the first hour flew by, and then the second hour dragged.
A little bit.
The third hour flew by.
Yeah,
it was but it was a good show overall.
Yeah,
there was no really down moments where you kind of were like, "Oh, this sucks."
It's true. Well, all the segments
we
were pretty
didn't get to
solid.
see the Superstar Factory this week.
It's true, but any time that Kurt Hawkins isn't on TV is all right. It's funny, but it's not necessary.
No.
It's also if it happens every week, it gets boring.
That's true.
So, except for with the Drifter, because that's actually pretty good.
Well, it's such a quick segment.
Yeah, and it's in during other segments, so it's
it always gets a reaction, and the crowd seems to be getting behind it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
so. And you don't need to know who he is.
No. Which I have absolutely no idea what they're planning to do with him.
If that's what he's going to be doing for the rest of his career, I'm sure he's happy about it.
I'm on Monday Night Raw for 2 seconds every week.
I don't have to take any bumps. I get paid anyway.
It's true.
Very good.
So, yeah, overall, good show. So I guess we will see you next time for our SmackDown review.
Yeah, if you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And like you said, we will talk to you later.
Bye.